Hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Future Reign, a Marvel heroic role-playing game. We are Ghostlight RPGs. Thanks for coming. If this is your first time watching, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. If this is not your first time, welcome back. We're very happy to have you. We are getting a bit of a late start tonight, so we're going to try to rush through the intro here and just get right into what you're here for. Nope, no time for jokes, Justin. Keep going. This is Future Reign. We play Marvel Heroic Role-Playing, designed by Cam Banks. We've made some homebrew upgrades with the Cortex Prime system, also designed by Cam Banks. If you want to watch our past streams, you can do so on YouTube. Adding it to the chat right now. Go check out all past 10 episodes. This is episode 11, you guys. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
We are nearing the end. We will be using Ko-fi for tipping throughout this whole series. We appreciate those of you who have gifted us with tips so far. It goes directly to these faces you see here, and we all really appreciate it. So thank you. Okay, let's go with quick introductions here. My name is Justin. My pronouns are he, him, and I am the Watcher, aka the Game Master here. I'm going to pass it over to Hollis.
Hello, my name is Hollis, he, him. I'm playing Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, and I'm going to pass it to Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Munoz, she, her, and I am playing Rogue. I'm going to pass it to Kelsea.
I'm Kelsea, she, they. I'm playing Johnny Storm. Elise.
I'm Elise. She, her. I'm playing Black Widow, and I'll pass it to Graham.
I'm a Graham. Hi. My pronouns are he, him. I am playing Bruce the Banner. Can't wait till we get a Hulk reappearance too.
What? That's a possibility?
Spoilers.
It was hinted at last week. I turned a little green.
It's a little green in the game.
I wore green tonight.
Well,
yeah, that's it.
That's amazing. So we might have some green in store. We also might have some strong language, violence, despair, and horror in store. Because this is rated R, my friends. Content warning. Be prepared for anything. I don't know what's going to come up. So we have color cards like these to keep each other safe and to stay respectful of each other's boundaries. Okay. Hey, that was the quickest intro we've ever done. I'm so proud of us. Okay. Without further ado, let's talk about what happened previously on Future Reign. After being pulled through a portal into an alternate universe 30 years in the future, our 5 heroes have set out on a journey to claim materials needed to make their way home. Making their way through the Doomwood, the group discovered a traveling show, Mysterio's Tales to Astonish, and found old enemies who had since come to regret their actions on V-Day. Additionally, old allies Clint Barton and Logan were dealing with sins of their past as well. Everything came to a head when Dr. Doom attacked the camp in the hunt to punish villains for their transgressions. That's hard to say. The hunt to punish villains for their transgressions. Johnny was able to break through to Doom and came to realize that this wasn't actually Dr. Doom. Spoiler alert. It was instead Johnny's grown-up niece, Valeria, who had been raised by Doom after the events of V-Day. Although Valeria backed down, the damage had been done. Rogue's mother, Mystique, lay dead, causing Rogue to sink deeper. What happened? Here we go.
Whoa!
Hang on a second. Let me rearrange.
Oh, there's a hand raise.
Oh,
Oh, it's my
Kelsea,
fault.
can
I'll
you
go back.
take your hand off? Thank you.
I thought we just jumped to a new universe.
So that's how you become GM.
That's how you do it. You raise your hand and you,
Oh, you
just
gotta do
I was
hop
that.
Black
to the
Widow
top.
for a second.
All right. So as I was saying, Rogue's mother, Mystique, lay dead, causing Rogue to sink deeper into the sinister darkness inside of her. Johnny's attempt to persuade Valeria to join their cause failed, causing her to leave the group. Matt also, well, failed in the moment. I mean,
It wasn't intended to be instantaneous.
Okay, well, okay, the seeds were planted then.
Interrupting the
Matt
watch.
also found difficulties in parenting as he was forced to face the consequences of allowing Danny to follow in his footsteps. Not all is lost, though, as the heroes have done well recruiting the likes of Clint Barton and Logan to their team, along with sending Mysterio and his crew off to spread the word of revolution. An interesting blend of doubt and hope runs rampant through our heroes as they enter the United States of Osborn, a place where President Norman Osborn has declared his campaign to save all worlds just before sentencing Miles Morales to death. And that is where we begin, my friends.
We knew it.
Yes, so as we finished up the last episode, I'll remind you, you were in an abandoned gas station, just on the outskirts, not really the outskirts, I guess. You were in the United States of Osborn, somewhere, I believe I said, in Ohio, and in an abandoned gas station, Clint had found a radio, turned it on, and was listening to a sort of public a broadcast. President Norman Osborn was giving this speech. The crowd was really into it. It was very scary to listen to, I'm sure. But towards the end of it, I'll remind you, he had a captive from a recent attempt on his life. And he mentioned that most of them were killed and could not face justice. However, one of them was captured, and he made some allusions to the idea that it might be Miles Morales, Spider-Man. There was a last-ditch effort to sort of keep the flame of rebellion alive as Miles shouted, "Avengers assemble," only to be followed by a command to shoot him. There was a bit of a moment. It was hard to tell through radio. Something happened. You very, very, very softly heard the voice, a voice, say, almost muttering in a very forced or tense way, "I'm sorry," followed by a gunshot. We pick up right there. The gunshot just rang out on this radio. At that point, there is a sort of squeal and then white noise until it cuts back, and you hear a sort of, very what's the word? Kind of monotone voice speaking. Due to technical difficulties, the broadcast has been cut short. Please hold. And then there's some elevator music essentially that sort of plays as you all sit in silence there listening to that for a moment. What do you guys do?
They wouldn't have no fucking way, right?
What a what?
What did we just hear?
Your guess is as good as mine, sugar. Should we go? That sounded.
Yeah.
I think if there's a chance that we can save a life, then we should.
It sounds
Absolutely.
like this is as good as chance as any.
All right.
Clint and so Clint's there. He starts packing up the kind of packing up the camp and whatnot. Again, you're inside of this little convenience store that has been sort of barricaded. Logan and Danny are also with you, and the two of them are sort of reacting to everything that you're talking about, everything you're saying. I think you guys start packing up your stuff, and about 2 minutes or so after the broadcast ended, there is a weird pull of energy kind of gushes out of or rather not out but in towards the like the refrigerated section of the gas station, of the convenience store, I should say, and like kind of pulls. You see like some of like the, you know, candy wrappers and stuff that's on the ground just start kind of like skittering in as if things are getting kind of sucked in slowly. You all turn your heads and look that way as you see a large, about maybe 6 foot in diameter circle appear, swirling of energy.
Yes.
And stepping through, rather like leaping through, almost like falling on top of, we'll say Daredevil. You recognize Billy Kaplan, Wiccan.
The Sorcerer Supreme.
Wiccan, the Sorcerer Supreme. In his arm, you see like a large bag, as he kind of barrels through. Following him, like sort of as the portal starts closing up, just barely getting through is landing a large symbiote. You see the sort of black moving body of Venom, from head to toe, sort of standing there in their arms, carrying a black and red suited Spider-Man.
Yes. Yes.
You see mask off. You recognize you kind of setting them down as the portal closes. You see setting them down. This Spider-Man is you might recognize to be Miles Morales. I don't know that any of you, like, Miles didn't have an open identity where you're from, but I think you all would have like recognized that he's the younger Spider-Man essentially. Although this man is in his mid-40s, has a black eye, has some cuts and wounds, pretty tattered up spider suit, but ultimately is alive and has just been set on the ground. Billy stands up, sort of wipes his brow and says, okay, that was much closer than I expected. Hi, everybody. How are
Does
you?
he need help? I can
Good job,
utilize.
guys.
One
Wow.
hell of an entrance.
Holy shit. Yes.
I can
No
use my
one's-
medical specialty.
Yes, oh,
Maybe
please.
come over and start.
Doctor,
like,
yes.
checking them out.
Yeah, you sort of help Miles up on like the counter of the convenience store, and start checking him out. You want to go ahead and make a roll for me here, Graham?
Just for you.
Just for me.
The smell
None
of
of-
venom
none of the rest
is
of us
so
can experience.
overwhelming.
The smell. I'm sorry. What did you say, Hollis?
Of venom, it's bad.
That's
bet.
good. I
Yeah.
like that. Nice.
Can I ask a question? And I might be confused here while you're doing that, Graham. I thought that there was a symbiote situation going on with Norman. Is that true as well?
Yes,
Yes.
it's carnage.
It's Carnage. Okay.
Yes.
And Venom's just hanging out by
so-
himself. He's not in anybody.
Speaking of that, so you see
Okay.
as you sort of pull Miles over to one side, you know, maybe Daredevil and Johnny, you're sort of focused on Venom here. You see, you know, just kind of looking down at you until they notice that you're looking at them, and you see they sort of like slowly, I guess not slowly, just gradually kind of sort of shift down into a smaller form, and then ultimately the sort of symbiote like moves away from the head altogether into like just a rather fitting black and white bodysuit, revealing a woman in her mid to late 20s with like shocking or I guess what's the term, a shock of red hair. She looks at all of you, but past you to where she sees Clint Barton, who is back there, who kind of she says, Clint? And he turns and he says, oh man, I'd know that voice anywhere. And he kind of walks over slowly. She embraces him in a hug. He says, everybody, this is Mayday Parker.
Do it! Sorry.
She's, well, May, this is everybody. We got a lot to talk about. And, here we'll sort of break into a transition scene. A small one, maybe, but, yeah, there's lots to talk about, lots to do. I like to treat this like, you guys ever play Marvel Ultimate Alliance? Where there's just like, you know, you get to the place and then you get to like walk around and talk to everybody that you want to. It's great. It's very, you know, it's, I mean, clearly RPG-esque. But anyway, that's what I keep picturing this to be like. Like, for instance, like, Mayday's hanging over, you know, in one corner of the room. and you guys can, like, go around and talk to whoever you want to. So, yeah, we've got these 3 new people here. Graham, what did you get for your roll?
Well, I rolled 2 1s.
Oof. Okay.
Can I tempt you with them?
You definitely can, yes.
Okay.
Gladly.
Then I will
Can I tempt
spend
you?
a plot point to make my total 12.
Okay. Well,
Damn.
first we'll take your ones. Adding, I'm just gonna add a D8 into this. So that's 1 plot point for you, sir.
Okay.
And then, oh gosh, I'm gonna roll the doom pool. Oh yeah, okay. I've got an 18, so that is. Does that mean you fail altogether? I'm trying to remember how healing.
Yeah,
works.
if I don't get to the same total, then it fails.
Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, there's just not a lot that you can do for him with the resources you have at your disposal here. You bandage him up, but honestly, it's just, you know,
Yeah.
He needs some real help here. He's
Excuse me.
I just mean he needs a better facility.
This is a gas station, hun.
Like
There's not much
Real
we can do here.
doctor. He needs a medical.
Do you know how many
doctor.
PhDs I have?
But are any of them in medicine?
Yeah, just because you have a PhD doesn't mean you know shit. You're book
Um,
smart doesn't mean you actually know how to do it.
Poor bud. I'm going
We
to
believe in you.
waterbend to heal him.
You're going where?
To waterbend to heal him.
You're going to waterbend?
You said to make it cool, so I'm gonna
I mean,
do that.
Can't
The
Bruce's
rules?
rings do something? Like they're
Yeah.
freaking remaker or
Maybe
something?
I can try
Can't
to
you,
Oh,
like-
I rolled the ring
I-
in with.
Yeah. So
Oh, the universe just hates Miles. Got it.
Graham basically had it. I mean, and just in a meta sense here, Graham had a shot to heal him. It didn't work right now, so Graham doesn't. You know, he won't try again. If anybody else wants to try, you can. But also know that it's like he's not on the brink of death. Like he's not gonna die if you don't heal him right now. It's just that
It's fine.
I mean,
he probably needs medical attention soon. That's all.
I could.
And I'll say
I could
all of
touch
that.
Bruce and learn how to be a
Okay.
doctor, but I don't know if they'll do any good.
What does it seem like he needs?
What does it seem like he needs?
Johnny asks.
God, Justin doesn't know anything about medical stuff, so I
Sure.
don't know.
So if you don't mind saying that the doctor tells me, I'm gonna boost boopity boop off to a hospital and find some shit.
Okay. I mean, yes, absolutely.
We need him to be able to fight with us.
do you
so,
say that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Clint would basically just chime in and say, okay, whoa. You can't just boopity boop off to a hospital here, Johnny. there's not a hospital just out and about. You'd have to go into a city, and that means
I
getting
fly really
through
fast.
the dome. It's not about speed. It's about stealth. I mean, you go into one of these cities. You gotta be careful.
I mean, I can walk through walls.
I think that based on his condition, he's just gonna need time, and there's probably not much we can do about that.
Okay, wait. Though. So if I'm not going to go to a hospital, I have another idea. Mayday. May I talk to you and your friend? I've got an idea.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I'm Mayday Parker. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Sorry. Johnny Storm is my name, and
Yes.
being a badass is my game.
Wow.
Put it
you
away,
are
Johnny.
Exactly how I thought you'd be. Yes.
Yeah, I like to stay on brand, make everybody super comfortable. No cognitive dissonance for you. Anyway, I have an idea.
Okay.
So I want Johnny's going to attempt to change the Hulk blaster
Okay.
using information that I get from Venom and her and how they work, etc., to try to make a symbiote blaster.
A symbiote blaster to kill the symbiotes?
Sure.
Okay, so I understand. Mayday says this
Like a weapon that can be used against symbiotes specifically.
Gotcha. This is a new thing.
Depending
I
on
thought
my
this was
role.
to try and heal Miles.
Yeah,
understand
I was.
that.
That's
No,
where
I
was.
moved on from that. The doctor said he was going to be fine.
Gotcha.
Time, so.
Okay. Well, sure. Let's. I'll tell you what I can. I suppose. Yeah. I mean, this is to take down President Osborn. I'm all for it. Let's go.
And I promise I won't use it against you.
Yeah. No. I figured. I would.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. We got to take this guy down.
I mean-
Here's my deal.
Okay. Great.
What?
What'd you say?
We got to take this guy down.
Yeah. No. That's what I was gonna say.
What other resources are we looking at here? And so I'm working on this while she tells me that.
Johnny, I just want to say, your friendship with Spider-Man, has gone back, a while, over a decade. You two are you're good friends, and I think knowing that or assuming that this is, I mean, you don't even have to assume. I think, Johnny, you know instantly that this is definitely the daughter of Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson. And she has the exact same mannerisms and sort of social awkwardness of her father, but she looks like her mother. It's like a perfect little blend of the two of them.
Just describe my children.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty accurate. That's funny. I never thought about that. Anyway, just keeping that in mind, it's probably a bit jarring for you or whatnot.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Okay.
she
Okay, I'll act it more.
she will give you hey Jay, thanks for the tip. Appreciate you. She will give you a D8 or a D10 of like sort of symbiote knowledge to add to your roll here, Kelsey.
Nice. I was hoping she would do something like that because okay.
How'd it go? Oh, I thought you rolled.
I was maniacally dicks. Well, I have a 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna Am I rolling against you? Is that how this works?
Yeah, against the Doom pool, yeah. So I'll buy your 1. I'll give you a plot point.
I'm trying to decide if I need to waste my other plot. Well, I'll just use this one, I guess. Because what's the Doom pull up to? I can't see it. A lot.
It's a
Okay,
lot.
well, I'm not going to win against that. So, I got a 6.
You know what? I didn't reset the Doom pool after the last act, did I? Hang on. It
You
should
did
go
not.
down. Hang on, let me think about what it would be since so far you guys have rolled 3 1s. It would have honestly started at 2d10, so we would have taken 1d8 away, and I think that's it. We'll just take 1d8 away. Okay.
As you're doing that, I'm just like trying to lighten things up with Danny, and maybe, again, under my breath, as Daredevil always is, I turn to her and say, I don't know if we should be trusting someone called Mayday.
Amazing.
I'm just trying to make her laugh. I don't know if it's working.
You're trying to make Danny laugh?
Yeah.
She doesn't laugh. I think she kind of gives like a one of those, just like acknowledging, but also clearly not has not gotten over.
All right, cool. I go back to my corner.
Yeah. Kelsey, you rolled a 7. Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, even with the knowledge, once again, you just kind of lack the resources at your disposal to make something like this. When you built the Hulk blaster, it was with the tools of a mad scientist, right?
Oh yeah, we were at Sinister's.
Yeah. So here, it's just I mean, it's not a bad idea, but you can't probably do it here. You would need to try it with more resources.
You know what? I'm going to save my resources for later. I'm going to kick his ass. What you got, Mayday? What are you bringing to the table?
Oh, well, I bring, Venom, I suppose.
Cool.
I bring...
Do you webby stuff? Probably webby?
Oh, yeah. And she, like, webs up the
Okay.
wall. She says, I bring, years of experience, so there's that.
Are you super smart?
I feel like I'm in a job interview. Yes, super. Well, arguably, I guess. I'm not like.
Are you a photographer?
No, I see where you're going with this. No, I'm no. Nope.
How do you ask somebody politely if their parents are dead?
Well, would you like to know? Yes, my parents are dead.
Fuck.
They.
I was really close with them. Just, I don't know. In my world.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I know. I mean, I heard a lot about you from Uncle Miles. So my dad died on V-Day. But before he went to the Twin Cities for their, the big final battle, he sent me as a baby with Uncle Miles and Aunt Rio and my mom, and we got out of the city, luckily before New York exploded. So yeah, I was sort of raised in hiding, and when it came time, I mean, geez, I'm just telling you like my whole origin story now. I heard a voice calling to me, and I found Venom, who was about as lonely as I was at that point. So he recognized my, as he puts it, my scent, but technically more like my DNA, I suppose. Since he bonded with my father for so long. So anyway, we take care of each other now. That's what we do. So
good. Hey, I'm glad you have somebody. That's important, and it sounds like you're doing good work.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying. We failed big time just now on our attempt to take down the man. The man. So,
how did you fail? I mean, did you try to kill him?
Yeah, we got close. At this point, I think maybe you guys are all sort of kind of chiming
together.
In, maybe listening to a lot of her story at this point. She talks about how she sort of leads you into what their overall plan was to sort of get in, get to Norman when the rest of the Supreme Six were away, and that worked. And they were accounting for Carnage, and they were accounting for a lot of the security measures. What they weren't accounting for, she says, was some sort of... There was another entity in there with him. it shut down Nico. Nico Minoru. She died right there, in front of me, and I don't know. It was some sort of like telepathic blast or something. It came out of nowhere. We weren't ready for it. We started to abort mission, and that's when Tandy went down, and it was just me and Uncle Miles, and he pushed me through the door, and then he did the stupid heroic thing, and he stayed behind, and so yeah, I got out, and when I did, I remembered that we still had, contacts to the resistance elsewhere, so I thought I'd try my luck, and luckily Wiccan answered, and we got there in time before they executed him, before she executed him. Clint kind of leans in here, and he says, "Tell me what happened." And she says, "Well, hang on." And she goes through the bag, and she pulls out a laptop. And it's, I mean, you guys like saw computers and stuff like at, here and there, but it's you haven't seen like a laptop, like just like a mobile laptop,
Personal computer.
a personal computer in this world, really. She plugs in 2 like chips into the side of it. She starts typing away, like just wildly, clearly underselling her genius when you asked her earlier, Kelsea or Johnny. And you see she pulls up like CCTV footage from Victory City, and it comes up, and you watch the stage of the event that just happened recently. I mean, that you just listened to like an hour ago. And you see Osborne up there sort of gallivanting. Is that the word? No. What's the word where you... Yeah.
Showboating?
Gesturing?
Yeah.
Pontificating?
Pontificating. I think that's the one I was thinking of.
Posturing?
Posturing. That's the one I was definitely thinking of. Thank you.
More adjectives.
Here
Listen.
we got there.
They're all synonyms. So anyway, all of these things, really, because, let's just be honest, he was doing all of it. And you see on his knees, you see Miles, kind of head down, sort of there, next to Osborne. And you see the moment where Osborne says, he leans the microphone down. You hear this. There's no audio in this CCTV, but you kind of remember, how it happened, and you can see the moment where Miles said, "Avengers Assemble." You see sort of like the disruption in the crowd as people are sort of like, murmuring amongst themselves. You see Norman take the kind of the momentum back and lean toward White Widow, who steps forward and pulls out her gun. And you see she pulls up her gun and she puts it at the back of Miles' head, and there is a long moment where nothing happens, and you see Norman sort of turns back, and there's like, he like leans in and whispers in her ear, and there's like a moment where she just turns and looks at him, and then you see he grabs the gun from her, and you see he like puts it closer to Miles' head, and there's just like this tense moment between them, and then as she kind of puts her other hand on the gun to sort of reinforce the fact that she's ready to do it, you see her mouth move slightly, and you see a large portal open up right behind her, and out comes Venom, just kind of busting through. There's a huge scuffle, and Billy grabs Miles, there is like just like a battle that happens in the moment. Norman goes off, and you see like there's these like security guards that turn and like start kind of taking care of business, and then the footage cuts out. Yeah, is this Kelsea or Johnny?
Kelsea, is Billy seem to be injured and stuff, or is he whole?
Oh yeah, good question. So yeah, so Wiccan's over there. He's just been sort of sitting and resting. You can see that he is still injured. He's missing his fingers, most of them. I can't remember exactly if I said he was missing all of his fingers or not before. I don't know if it was all of them. I should have gone back and listened to that. But whatever damage was done to him prior is still done. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I think it was a few fingers.
I think it was only a few he was missing.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that. But anyway, he looks pretty drained. It looks like it took him a lot to teleport there and then teleport here. And it looks like he's sort of bracing himself to be needed again.
Do it again.
But he is like meditating essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to talk to him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mayday shows you that. And then she, for Clint's and Matt's sake, she sort of reiterates some of the big points, and she says, so yeah, Yelena was there, and she was going to do it. She was going to kill him, Clint. She's not there anymore. She I know you think that there's something still in her that's good, but she betrayed us twice. It's done. I mean, I think look, I'm the last person to say give up hope, but at a certain point, we just have to know that she's not on our side.
Who's the one that said I'm sorry?
What?
We heard the words I'm sorry.
Really quiet at the event. Miles, do you remember?
Conscious?
Yeah, Miles is unconscious at the moment.
Oh, he is.
Miles, wake up.
Mayday,
Poking him.
Mayday says, I wasn't there for that. I don't know. I don't know.
It looked like she said something on the tape. That's all I have to say.
I feel like it was her. I mean, if there's mind control going on, then
Yeah.
why, I mean, here's my deal. This has been my stance for a minute now. If we can help people like us make a change and earn back trust, then we should do that. We cannot spill any more blood than is necessary. We have to make this right, and we can't do that by continuing to diminish our numbers. We have to do something to try to get her back if we can.
I agree. It sounds like if they do have some sort of telepath on their team, then there's a good chance that your sister could be under control too.
I'm just really
I
grateful.
wasn't sure what the
we kept
relationship
this-
was. I'm just assuming.
I'm just really grateful we kept Magneto's helmet so that you can wear it, Black Widow.
Yeah, it's sure lucky that we kept that. Right. We're all nodding in
Yeah.
agreement on this.
Sure,
Yes.
Everybody
you can say,
kept it.
You can say you kept it. That's fine.
Yep, we did.
We did it.
We kept every other damn
We're
thing in
so
there.
smart.
It's only going to protect one of you. So
I know. But it's an in, bro.
That's why I want Black Widow to have it. I feel like that makes the
Win
most
is a win.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what to believe, but I do think that that's a very strong possibility.
You
There
know
was
her better than
hesitation.
anyone, and you know what you're capable of in your worst moments. She's got to be similar.
That's
But
what
can
scared
she
me
have
so much
gone
when
that-
I saw her.
At this point, Billy, who has been somewhat quiet, obviously meditating and whatnot, speaks up and says, regardless of whether or not she is being controlled, she is, at the moment at least, still working against us, and there is a lot working against us. I got a good look at their defenses, at their vast resources. There are things I'm sure that we didn't even get a good look at that we need to be prepared for. And to be honest, I think it's going to take more than just the 10 of us. He says...
Can we do a flashback?
A flashback? Sure.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go for it. What do we got?
When we were in Missouri, you flash back to Johnny sitting at a writing desk. He has a piece of straw in his mouth. Bruce is next to him, the horse, and he's writing letters.
The horse.
He's writing letters to Ruby and Nightcrawler and, anybody else we've met along the way.
Okay.
And explaining our goal and where we're headed. And I don't have any timeline because we're just taking horses there.
Sure.
But I also started out, it's written in comic book writing, to be clear.
Uh-huh.
And at the top, it's Avengers Assemble, crossed out. Tally ho, crossed out. Get together, team, crossed out. And then he's just fuck, we're doing this event. Come help if you want to save the world. And yeah, so I reached out to everybody a few weeks ago.
And sorry, real quick question with this flashback. How did you get those to everybody?
I have some carrier pigeons.
I love the thought, but I will have to. I'm gonna need a better.
I could teleport them to anywhere we've been.
Okay, there
Graham
we go.
teleported them to anywhere we've been.
So
Wait, you can
that's
do
right.
that?
So yeah, Graham, you haven't had a chance to use this yet. Talk about it.
I've only been using it in combat to teleport backward to places where I was previously to avoid combat. But
that
yeah,
explains it.
I'm gonna push this to the limit, Johnny, and see if I can do it. And I'll take the first message and I'll say, cross your fingers.
Yeah.
And I'll light up the ring remaker and make my body disappear and reappear where I was standing in, let's say first message goes back to the resistance in Fisk Lake City.
Sure.
And I'll try to reappear in Fisk Lake City.
We see a very comic book montage of you. You arrive in Fisk Lake City. We see you maybe embrace some of your allies there with Kurt and Lunella. Actually, I don't think Lunella's there. Probably it's probably just Kurt and Ruby, and
Wade's head.
And Wade's head. Yeah, yes, that's right. Wade Wilson's head is there too.
Does it have baby legs now?
No, it's not growing.
Please,
baby legs.
Why?
I mean, I guess it could for fun. I don't know.
The size of a grapefruit now.
It's
just
he's
like a baby
not
body
gonna
with an
regrow
adult
body.
man's head.
I would like to
it
say
is
that when
kind of
Bruce
funny.
gets-
I don't know. Maybe
I'd like to use my
he's
2
growing a
XP
small
points to
body.
buy
He
a
just
body.
looks like a
for-
pop vinyl figure.
Yeah.
I'm imagining the spider creature in Wild Wild West, but it's
Yes.
Oh my god, yes!
But then
Dr.
when you get
Loveless.
back, I'm tying
Yeah.
a duplicate of the letter to Bruce, my horse, and you show up, and I'm like, oh, good, it works. It works. I was about to send other Bruce after you.
Poor
No,
birds.
I got there, delivered the message, ready to do a few more.
So yeah, you also go
Folks.
to Gamopolis. in
Anywhere you want me to
Hopelands.
go that we've been.
So we see
Yeah,
you
we really just
again, sort
know
of,
the hosts.
shaking hands with Amadeus, and then I mean those two places really.
Because Ruby came to Fisk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe. Yeah, that's probably That's those two.
That's about it.
That's good.
And I want to reiterate that Dr. Doom Jr. already knows, so we don't have to say it again to her. And we don't
Baby Doom?
have to tell what?
Baby Doom.
Baby Doom.
And I just want to remind the party
this
too
is
that
Dr.
Johnny's
Doom.
the only one who knows that Valeria is that Doom.
Oh, that's right.
Just
That's
so you
right.
know. So yeah, that flashback happens. We
That's
cut
fun.
back to now. Very fun, very fun. So Billy says, "Yes, I know." And those of us who you did send those letters to will be here, but what I mean to say is heroes fell once before, and if we've all tried individually, we've all tried together even, and I don't mean to say that it won't work. I mean to say that if we want to stand a better chance, he turns to you, Bruce, and he says, "How goes the mission to gather the materials that you need?"
Well, I think we've put together everything other than needing the adamantium from Logan.
Vibranium.
Oh, we do
We
need
don't
the vibranium.
necessarily have that wonderful suit.
Right. So, okay, well, you need the vibranium from the White House. Or, yeah, that's probably your best bet. If we're going there anyway, makes sense to just grab it. Here's the thing. And he stands up here, and it feels like that conversation where, like, you're about to get bad news. He says, "I have been testing my limits. I have been experimenting, and I am, unfortunately, nowhere near my power levels that I once was at. And what I mean to say is that even if you gather all 3 materials, I am not strong enough to power up the machine. And you might be stuck here until we can find another answer."
Okay, well, we'll keep trying. We'll see what we can do. We got to do first things first, though.
Yeah, my main focus right now is fixing this. We weren't able to fix it before, but we're gonna fix it this time.
You hear a mumble. A mumble. You hear a kind of
Oh, it's Miles.
groggly, a groggy,
Okay.
a groggy mumble from Miles. Nobody can really decipher what he's saying at first, but as you kind of go over and get a little closer,
Rosebud.
similar actually.
Oh.
Not Rosebud. You hear him say Mjolnir.
It's a sled.
Yeah, so crazy.
It's a sled called Mjolnir.
Of course.
Is it in that one place that it's in the movie? Whoa, what? Where is it?
New Mexico?
No.
Are you talking about New Mexico?
No, the new movie.
So
Oh.
Mayday chimes in.
New Asgard.
Or no, Clint will chime in and say, yeah, that would be amazing. Mjolnir is where it was from V-Day. It's been there for 25 years in Hammer Falls in the Twin Cities.
God, that's depressing.
God, these names.
Yeah, you
Well,
guys
what the
can see it
fuck
on
are
the
we
So
map.
we'll go get the hammer then, and then we'll just.
Yeah, let's just go get it.
Hammer
Sounds
Falls
good.
is up
It's
in
just, I'm being as
Minnes-
optimistic as you are, and every other thing we've been dealing with in this bullshit timeline.
I mean, I know a lot about myself, and an exceptionally good person I am not. So unless somebody else has an option there, feels like a fool's errand.
I am in complete agreement with Johnny. I'm like, Matt is having a hard time even talking, but
Saying it.
he does not want to express this anger, especially in front of Danny again. But he does just kind of erupt with this rant about like, this is just going to lead us down another fucking rabbit hole and another fucking rabbit hole, and more people are going to die, more people that we love, more people that we hate. It's just never going to end. And I storm out. I'm gonna go somewhere else and probably beat the shit out of something.
Yeah.
we got to try something. I'm not staying here.
Yeah, so let's finish this scene. I mean, finish the conversation if there's anything else anybody wants to say here. There's been a lot of ideas sort of thrown out, and we can sort of split into smaller conversations. I think you, after Matt leaves, maybe Natasha, you notice that Danny also sort of follows him out.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow them for sure.
Okay. Well, then let's just jump right there. So Natasha, you kind of come up. You're sort of a few paces behind her, behind him. You hear her say something to him first. So you tell me if you want to be like seen or if you just want to like.
Oh, I'll listen for a second. Yeah.
Okay. She calls after you, Matt, and she says, she's like, hey, you can't just do that.
I can do whatever I want right now. I'm no help. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone just for a minute. I'm sorry. I just need a moment.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, you need a moment. We need. I'll give you a moment, but you can't just walk away.
At the end of the day, I'm walking away from you anyway. I'm leaving you here.
Yeah. You think I don't know that?
How the hell do you think? I mean, how do you think that's wearing on me? I'm leaving you here to what? To either rot away in this wasteland or to become some sort of monster that you've seen in me. What am I supposed to do?
I'm not. Look, I know who I am. Okay? I know I'm not you. I'm not my dad. I'm not my mom. I'm not any of those people back there. I am what this world made me, but I'm better than that too. I feel it. Okay, when we every time that we have come across someone in need, someone who's in trouble, I've watched you and all of them repeatedly put yourselves in harm's way. Stop what you're doing. Stop your efforts to go home, to help people. To help people you didn't have to. Because that's just what you do. And you beat yourself up about it. And I honestly, I don't know. I thought that's what you had to do to be a hero. I thought you had to, to be this like self demoralizing person because it comes with a cost, but it doesn't. And you don't have to do that, Matt. You're too hard on yourself. You're a good man.
I'm facing away from her in my mind listening to this, Justin. And I do not mean this as a joke. I think I take out my my cross that I have within my costume and I kiss it, return it underneath. And I turn to her, I put a hand on her shoulder and I say, not too long ago, you told me that you were just trying to be like me. But this entire time, I've just been trying to make you proud. Thank you.
She just reaches forward and pulls you into a hug.
Yeah.
And
I'm
at a volume that even that Natasha can't hear, she just whispers to you, "You have given me a purpose. And I can never repay you for that. But of course you've made me proud. I love you."
I'm seeing in my mind's eye, I'm seeing all of the people that have looked at me in fear, right? This Karen, Foggy, right before I left, even the people in this group. And for the first time, I can tell that I really am truly loved. And so I let myself kind of choke a little bit with some tears. I'm not able to say I love you back, but she knows. And so I grab the back of her neck the way I grab Foggy's and pull her in.
Natasha, what do you do?
I was gonna talk to him, but I don't think I need to. I don't think I need to. I think that I was gonna talk to him, but yeah, I think I just kind of grin, I smile, I leave them with their moment. Yeah, there's nothing I can say.
Mm-hmm. Hollis, you've been given a plot point for great parenting.
Yeah.
I learned from the best, Johnny. I learned from the best.
Thank you, Elisa. Let's see.
Mhm.
We have so do we want to who else has something they want to do here? I have a few ideas. Rebecca, you are muted, I think.
I think I just have a quick question for Wiccan, but that's about it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. So Billy is he grabbed some rations from his bag that he had, and he shares them with you all as well. But so he's just grabbing a bite, and yeah.
So you really think that hammer might be able to open a portal?
No, that's not exactly. I know my
Sugar,
Miles...
I punch things. You got to speak in plain terms with me with this magic stuff.
Okay, got it. Here's the thing. No, the hammer cannot open a portal. However, the hammer could, theoretically, give you enough juice to power up the machine that we were going to build with Lunella's help, given that you do still find all three materials. You need the PIM particles, you need the adamantium, you need the vibranium, and you need something strong enough to power up the machine, which, you know, ideally was going to be me, but I'm just not there. Miles is right. The Mjolnir could work, but, I mean, it's... Okay. I'll level with you. We've all tried. I mean, maybe not all of us. He sort of thinks for a moment, but he says a lot of us have tried. We've got somebody there who I haven't talked to in a long time. I hope she's still there, but she's been keeping an eye on the hammer for us, just to, you know, she was originally sent there just to update us if anyone, you know, claimed it, picked it up. I've seen Doom try. Well, I haven't, but she did. I mean, yeah, obviously Osborne, all of the, you know, everybody has tried to pick this hammer up, but
She?
What?
She?
Did Billy just say she for Doom?
No. He said somebody's watching it. He said he said we have somebody watching it, and I haven't talked to her in a while.
Got it. Okay. Sorry, you said Doom and then you said she, and I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, sorry.
Rebecca's like,
Go
my
ahead.
character doesn't know.
Yeah, my character don't know shit.
Sorry, yeah, he's talking about the
Alright,
the
never mind.
like the asset they have there watching the hammer. Yeah.
Okay.
And Johnny slides in and goes, and who is this?
Do you know Kamala Khan?
Yes.
That name sounds familiar.
Oh my god. That's
Wow.
Kelsey.
Oh, okay.
Johnny says,
it's the little Miss.
yeah.
Miss
Doesn't,
Marvel.
but doesn't want to admit it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. She's. I could reach out. I don't have enough juice right now to teleport there, but I could, like, in the morning,
Flashback.
to check in on her.
I also sent a letter to Comic-Con.
Kelsea.
Nope. Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, it's as good as lead as any that we have right now, especially if, no offense or anything, you're not exactly at full performance, but I mean, what dictates who is worthy of Thor's hammer? I mean, I've seen that guy before. I fought that guy before, and I gotta say, he ain't that awesome. He's a whole lot of talk. He reminds me of a lot of somebody else. So
I'll be honest.
Who?
I don't know if you know this or not, but when I first became a hero, I went by the name Asgardian. I took a lot of inspiration from Thor and from Asgard in general. And so, I learned a lot about Mjolnir back then.
Just like switched pagan religions or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, his mom's Scarlet
experimenting.
Witch, so
That makes sense.
like
makes
you do
sense.
when you're a teenager.
You do. You know what you do.
Yeah, kids, they love Thor, but then they grow up and they realize that Scarlet Witch is actually cooler. So.
Well, my point being, I studied Mjolnir extensively, and outside of, I mean, it defies logic. It defies magic, which I know magic defies logic. It defies all the magic that I know. There's really no right or wrong rhyme or reason to it. The best thing I could tell you is you have to have the heart of a hero. I mean, that I don't know how else to define it.
Even Johnny is like this to that. But the whole point of us getting to Mjolnir and trying to lift it and shit is to get out of here, right? We have other goals to accomplish before that are a lot more important than us skipping down.
Well, obviously, I'm just saying, it's not something to just ignore and wait until we have all the pieces and then don't know what to do with them.
And
Sure.
It's just as important a part.
Billy says,
Unless Billy, you think it could do something else for us.
well, I mean, it's excuse my language, fucking Mjolnir. So if we had Mjolnir on our side as we storm Victory City, yeah, I think it could do something else for us. Yeah.
Packs a pretty good punch.
What are the odds, is my question.
Oh, like none. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Like
it's an option.
risk-reward analysis is what I'm looking at here.
So you've been to the city.
Yeah.
You know where what's his name? Osborne and everybody's based at? I got too many names. in my
Yeah,
head right
they pretty heavily fortified the White House, and that is where they are based at.
now. Fun.
Miles could probably tell you more. I mean, he was literally inside. I did not get that far.
But he's asleep or...
Yeah, he's still
No,
resting.
you guys can talk to Miles now. I mean,
Oh, great.
but before
We
Rebecca
just like
and
crouch on
Kelsea,
either side of his head. We're like,
before Rebecca and Kelsey go on, let's go over to Graham. Graham, what do you think you're doing during this time?
I think Bruce is just keeping himself busy listening, but I don't have any like active goals or projects at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I text Danny and say, have you tried to pick up Mjolnir?
You text Danny?
I just don't want to interrupt the scene.
Okay, well, yeah, so Graham, I may have a thought for you, but I don't think it'll happen later, maybe, if it happens at all. So,
I'll be ready.
you text Danny. Yeah, I mean, you find Danny and Matt sort of, like, maybe coming in separately. Maybe Matt took a walk or something, but Danny comes back in, so you can talk to her if you want.
Have you tried to pick up Mjolnir?
No. No.
Well, that's the obvious choice. Okay, let's go. Move out.
Wait, what?
We're all gonna try to pick up fucking Mjolnir. So, you are the obvious choice. Let's go.
Well, hang on, you can't just shoulder that onto the kid.
No, I'm I'd like to try.
See? She's ambitious, just like her uncle. Good God. Good girl. All right. I'm your uncle, by the way. Now.
I was very confused.
I don't
for a
make the
moment.
rules. Yeah. I know we have a lot of family members and shit, so just wanted to clarify.
Don't want to get someone's hopes up and then just, she's
Well-
very eager to help. And if you get her hopes up and then they get disappointed, it's
Well, now you're being
great.
that aunt, and it's not cute. It's not cute. I'm supportive. You're the mean naggy one.
I'm
so.
not trying to be cute, and I will knock you into next week if you call me Naggy again.
So while you two are bickering, so Natasha, Matt, anything else you two want to do here?
I think I'll just go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'll just kind of sidle up next to him silently and say, "You good?"
I'm good. And I might squeeze your hand. And then I'm hearing the bickering kind of happening over that private moment. And I just say, Jesus Christ, and immediately regret that.
Bad, wrong room, honey. Wrong room.
I said, let her try.
Okay, so cool. So Billy says, "Okay, yeah, look, here's the thing. I could probably teleport half of this large ass party that we've just got ourselves into
I'll fly.
at a time. Do we want to split up, or would you prefer not doing that? I mean, if you're he looks to you, Johnny, and he gives you a look like he almost like believes in your plan a little bit. And he says, I mean, yeah, Danny's not a bad option. I could take her there while the rest of you get started on Victory City. That way, if it's a
You don't have to have a whole ass
bust.
audience, and then you can get Ms. Marvel as well, which would be nice.
Right. Kamala isn't really in a state where she can fight, unfortunately.
What happened to Kamala?
I mean, she was heavily injured after V-Day, and that's why she volunteered to keep an eye on Mjolnir. She knew she wouldn't be much help elsewhere.
What's wrong with
She
her?
resists how she can. But she suffered pretty massive wounds that day. She is paralyzed
Shit.
from the waist down, and her powers don't really work as well as they used to.
We gotta get a super healer in here, guys. This is ridiculous. Of all the things everyone can do, we'll figure that out next. Okay. Take a fucking water bending.
Johnny.
All right, let's go. Roll out.
Okay, so just to kind of redo the plan here, I'm gonna take Danny, and anybody else to Hammer Falls.
I'm not letting her go alone. I'm going.
Okay. All right. So
who else wants to try?
the three of us, the four of us,
Black Widow.
will go to Hammer Falls. The rest of you will head towards Victory City. Clint, you know how to get them in. And I mean, God, I'll teleport back as soon as I can, whether, regardless of what happens. Okay. Well, best of luck. And he sort of goes and starts packing up his bag. Miles is sitting up now. He's ready to talk. If like anybody going to Victory City wants to talk about Victory City, like I mean, honestly, you could do it on the way.
On the way, let's do that.
But,
Yeah.
I fill him in on the plan, and I put him on Bruce.
It's going to take
The
you,
horse.
for the record, it's still going to take you a matter of days to get to Victory City. Just because you're traveling, by horse and whatnot, and not exhausting yourselves. So, yeah, as before the 5 of you split up, are there any? Is there any words of, parting?
Yeah, I think I'm going to talk to Daredevil for a second, if that's okay.
Of
Hey,
course.
hey, man.
Hey, Johnny.
I just want to say, like, I believe in you.
Oh man.
No, I mean, I do. You care and you give it everything, and that's more than most people can say in the whole world, in our whole world, anyway. I don't know about this one, but like, you gotta. Don't forget that faith part, Don't forget the fact that, like, you're here for a reason. And yeah, I don't know. I just want to say you're killing it. And like, I hate to see you so down. You deserve to be happy as well as killing it.
I'm like trying to hold my face together. I've got what I like to call Jolly Rancher jaws when I want to smile really, really hard, but I have to hide it. And I say, I've put a lot of my faith in.
Sorry.
Well, you know who I put my faith in. I haven't really been subtle. But you seem to have a lot of experience with the team.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you for that example. I think you're fantastic. Walk away.
Nice, man. Nice. And I do like a fist bump, and I'm like, I'm rubbing off on you, and I'm really proud.
I love
Thank you.
this.
That's great. Cool. And we each get an inspiration point.
Awesome. Anything else? Okay.
Hollis, you got a plot point?
Oh, thanks, Nicole.
We will go ahead and cut to a break here before we jump into the second half of our stream. We'll be a quick break, so just about 5 minutes or so, and we'll be right back. See you soon.
Bye.
And we're back. Okay, so, yeah, as you all, basically, pack up, the horses and, start to head east, you say goodbye to, Daredevil and Wiccan and Danny. During the break, we realized Elise has changed her mind, and Black Widow does want to go with the others to Victory City. And so she will be joining them. So the three of them are going to go to Hammer Falls. And you watch as sort of the sun rises as Billy opens the portal. And Danny turns and nods to the rest of you. And Johnny, she looks at you especially and just gives you a... That's rather dramatic music. Yeah, Kelsey, Johnny, she looks to you especially and just kind of gives you a nod, like a confident, like, I'll see you soon kind of thing. And steps through. And then they're gone. And you all, yeah, so Hollis, you may have a little bit of time here. Go get yourself a snack if you want. Yeah, the rest of you,
Can we start with finding out if Danny is still or not, or?
No.
Okay.
No, of course not. That's not good storytelling.
It's not dramatic, Kelsey. Gosh.
You guys,
You peek at your Christmas presents, don't you?
I can't be surprised. You have to not indicate that there is any surprise, otherwise I will get it out of you. Period.
That's right.
So, you all start your journey towards Victory City. Now, as I mentioned before, it's going to be a couple days of journeying. But for the sake of time, we only have an hour left or so here in this session. I'm not going to have us roll another D4. We're not going to... We already have had a lot of random encounters, and I think we're just ready to get there. So, after... We'll just say, I have no idea if this is accurate. After 3 days of travel, you arrive in Victory City. And it is there that Clint sort of navigates his way around the outskirts of the city. You watch, you see, I mean, even from 2 miles out, you could see a huge, I mean, miles and miles and miles and miles wide, energy dome that just sort of covers the city. Very, under the dome, what is that, Stephen King? But way bigger, there is this sort of blue, electric energy sort of surging through it all. And it clearly is keeping everybody safe. As you are approaching those final couple miles, a sort of a cold front hits hard, and you find yourself riding through snow, and through very, very high winds. I'll remind you what Clint had mentioned to you before about the crazy weather here on the East Coast ever since V-Day. It's just been something about the energies and the way that the explosion and all of the different just combined elements and whatnot sort of shifted the climate, and it is just chaotic now, which you would assume is why they live inside of a big bubble. So as the blizzard is sort of whipping around and coming around, you make your way to a sort of secret entrance. You can see he with Logan's help removes this panel, and you for the sake of the horses, I'll say the horses can get just inside so they're not in the freezing cold. But then you do sort of leave them there, and move further into the city on foot. Victory City is it feels unlike anything that you've touched on before. It's the polar opposite of the Savage Frontier. It is it looks like the world that you left. And it's somewhat jarring to see that. And I don't just mean like the buildings aren't ruined. Also just the people, driving cars, going to work, going about their normal everyday lives. It's rather, I don't know, off-putting, I would think, seeing it, and you find yourself sort of like navigating some back alleys. It is with the dome above you, there is no sky, and you can see that there is sort of like a illusory, probably like tech-based like sky up there with like a fake sun and a fake moon as like nighttime comes. So you can see that this sort of like fake sun is setting, and although it looks a little weird to you, you'd probably assume that after 25 years people are probably just used to this. So it's sunset as you arrive inside. No hint of the cold at all. It's a beautiful day inside. They have no glimpse of the outside world outside the dome. Kelsea.
Can I test the dome a little bit? Just see, like, is it flammable? What's its deal?
Sure. Sure. Go for it. What do you do?
So it's one of those where, like, when you're at Worlds of Fun and you always like run your hand along the wood part, and it's like, at this point the wood doesn't even feel like wood anymore because so many people have touched it, so it's smooth. And so you're surprised whenever you hit something that's like not part of it. So I cast a level 7 fireball on the sky. So I just am running my hand along it at first, and then I get more and more like experimental as I test it, just sort of like blast it a little zip, and then like punch it, see what I can do, see what it does as I'm going.
And let me just describe this too a little more to you. So there is like a humongous exterior wall on that goes around the entirety of the city. At the top of that wall is where the dome starts, essentially. So if you want to like sort of get yourself up there to the dome, like you fly.
Yeah, I'll do it more investigatively then. Okay. I want to be sneaky, but I will get up there.
Okay.
Nothing more subtle than a man on fire in the air.
Great. So why don't
I do it out of my little hands like
Iron Man?
Yeah.
He's just gonna
So I'm just gonna say make a roll for the entirety of this action as you sneakily try to investigate the energy field, essentially. We're not gonna break it down. It'll just be sort of the entirety of the action to see whether or not what you can gather from the field, in addition to how stealthy you are as you try to do it.
One thing too that I want to glean, like, it is definitely a goal of mine to wow, I'm bad at rolling today. Fuck. I want to see, like, I feel like this dome is helping everyone live in it, but I also think it's empowering Norman somehow, and I want to know. I'm still thinking about the brain thing and all that. So anyway.
Okay.
Spending a plot point, I get a 16.
Okay.
No ones. Just a lot of 2s and 3s.
Okay. I also rolled no 1s. And with the Doom Pool, I rolled a 17 with a D8 effect. So, I am going to...
That's fine, Dustin. It's just a game.
I am going to... Here's what I'm going to do. So, Johnny, you not even, you don't flame on or anything, you just sort of like start sneaking your way up there. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say that you do this without telling the group, because otherwise I feel like they would definitely object. And by that, by they, I mean like Clint and Mayday. And you make your way up there. You get to the top of this wall. You can see, like, turn around and see like the city out beyond. It is rather beautiful, actually, in this sort of fake sunset. But as you turn back to the energy dome or field, you start to sort of like just reach out to touch it. And at first, it sort of shocks you and you kind of pull back. It seems like electric in nature. As you reach back out, it shocks a little more, but you sort of like, it's not. It's almost the feeling of like I don't know what a good example of this is, but putting your hand up against like a electric trimmer or something, like that vibration. It kind of goes through your hand and up your arm, almost like making your arm go like numb immediately. As you are sort of like you said, kind of walking your hand around there and feeling it, I think that you feel what you can tell is that, like I said, it's electric in nature, and it is it feels like the energy from fuck it. At one point in your vast career, maybe you were teaming up with Spidey. This feels like energy from Electro. It feels like it belongs to Max Dillon, Electro, and but you also know that he would. I mean, according to them, this thing has been up for 25 years. Like, that's insane. Like, how is he sustaining that power? As you are sort of like thinking about it, as you're sort of thinking about it, you are lost in that thought and don't hear as you have been approached from behind, as a guard says, hey you, how'd you get up here?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Wow.
You see as they reach down to their like walkie,
you know what?
Say, we've got a perimeter breach on the southwest quadrant.
I'm out, and I slowly try to climb down awkwardly, like feeling like while I'm doing it.
Two of them grab you while you try to do this. Do you resist?
No.
Okay. Okay. So, two of them grab you. At this point, I think the rest of you have to notice that Johnny is gone.
I'm in my hero.
Yeah!
Oh boy.
Yeah, so Johnny, you're there as you hear them like reporting in. The rest of you are in like an alley. I think maybe you took a quick break just before you you're on your way. You were on your way to like a safe house that they had, that Miles and them had, and that's when you notice Johnny's gone.
I'm gonna tan his
getting
hat.
in on the inside, I say from the back of the cop car or whatever, as subtly as I can.
Johnny,
God damn it.
where are you?
I've been arrested.
That's not a good thing, Shug.
Yeah, Johnny, you start talking into your earpiece, and they're like, one of the guards says, hey, who are you communicating with?
I love you. I love you so much.
Okay,
and I'm just trying to act crazy. I'm like looking at the clouds and
Sure.
hugging the guards and everything.
They are going to try to So you don't resist them, is that correct?
Correct. Not yet.
They are, one of them is coming in with a taser to try and basically knock you out.
Okay, I take the taser from him. I attack them.
Okay, go ahead and make a...
But before I do it, I go, hey, you could have just let me be crazy for a second and let me go. This is your final chance. And I give them a chance to run away. Okay. I attack them.
Honestly, reinforcements have showed up because you were resisting.
So much for a subtle entrance. Should we backtrack?
We gotta get in there.
You guys are fine. You guys are fine. You guys are fine. Don't do it.
Johnny.
I'm just gonna try to get away without hurting them too much, but I am pretty durable. I guess I could get Zap probably. I'll throw that in too. And knowing that, the kind of technology, I'm sort of more in my element now because we're around people with machines and shit. Instead of just like hand-to-hand battle, it's like better for me to have like tech that I can sort of rely on. But I am alone. Okay, and I'm gonna take a 4 as well, just because I want to take a plot point. Yes! Okay, there we go. So then I'm going to say, oh my god. 22.
22.
And there is a 1.
Oh, okay. Well, I will buy the 1. It's a plot point for you. Go ahead and raise that up to an 8. And 22. Okay. Yeah, no, I got a 17. So that's going to be a heroic success for you. So tell me what it looks like as you kind of beat up the guards.
I think that
what
my
effect do you
heroic
want
success
to have?
might manifest actually more as being more discreet. So like instead of just advertising that I'm Johnny Storm, I'll fly away, but I don't want it to be as fiery. So like it's like wrist, more of a little bit more of a hand-on-hand thing, and then bippity boppity boop away is the goal. Really fast. And I know there's fire involved, but it's less like full flame on.
Okay. Man. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll allow it.
I can come up with more and better story if you want me to.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, it's okay. Let's move on. Okay, you do that, and you get back to your group. No harm done.
There could be harm.
Lots of harm.
I mean, I don't want to penalize you. You got a heroic success here. And if that's what you want to, if that's what you're using it for, then yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Actually, I even do a little bit of a Three Stooges moment and knock their heads together.
Perfect. Yeah, so you knock these guards out, and sort of just and show right back up to the party, like moments. And I go,
sorry. Like, did not mean to do that. My bad.
Next time we can take the team.
I work better in a team.
You're the one who keeps talking about being a team, and then you just run off.
And I said I'm sorry.
Well, what did you learn on this so important mission?
I think that they're using like Electro's kind of magic on this fucking dome.
How?
I don't know. But that's what it feels like.
Huh.
Like I fought this guy once and it's the same kind of zap.
Maybe I could reach out, see if Electro's mind is around here anywhere.
Oh, that's right. You get that sort of thing.
If we could shut Electro down, might help us out.
Yeah. Or save him.
Well,
or take him down and then save him.
What do you have against Electro? We have teamed up with so many bad guys at this point. What did he do to you?
I'm trying to allow my boundaries to expand here.
All right.
At this point,
that's the one you sniff at.
At this point, you are off the street and you have made it into safe house. And I just want to note one thing here from the chat. I don't know if it was a joke or not, Hollis, but the comms do not work this far away from each other. So yeah, so Matt is not listening in on any of this. I wish you
For once.
Just hearing absolute. Yeah.
Justin never lets us do anything cool.
Justin doesn't like food.
I say scared of him a little because he just did.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, you're in this safe house, and you can
Who else
see
there?
nobody else, just
Oh.
Mayday and Miles.
Logan, Mayday.
Logan, Mayday, Miles, Clint, and you guys. You can see where there were belongings of other people here. You know, they mentioned Nico and Tandy, but it looks like they haven't been back to the safe house since they like died, essentially. So yeah, Mayday takes a moment. Miles is like sits down immediately, and Clint kind of gathers some like they have more medical supplies here, so Clint starts to try and help with the wounds and stuff, but he's having a hard time. So yeah,
I'll try and help him.
okay, awesome. Do you want to roll like some sort of a medical check? Do you have a medical specialty?
I don't.
Is
No, I do
is there
not.
a medical specialty? Yeah, okay,
Um,
Bruce does have one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the one who's got it.
Bruce.
Well, yeah. Let me see here. I'm just gonna try and help any way I know how. So I'll say that's a buddy action. Would you say that's a buddy?
I think so. Yes. You and
Alrighty.
Clint have nursed more wounds for each other than
Amazing.
anybody else
Yeah.
on the Avengers.
Okay, here we go. Roll. I got one, but only one. Okay, just one.
One, but only one.
Only one. And okay, I'm gonna use my plot point that I have. No, I'm not.
Well, I'm about to
I
give you
rolled
a
it-
plot point for your one.
Oh, okay. Well, it still won't really, I don't think it'll really make much difference. Yes, it will, but it doesn't. Okay. I'm just going to keep my 2 plot points. And I rolled a 10, and my effect was a D10.
Okay.
That was really hard for me.
So you got a 10. So I'm giving you
Yeah.
a plot point for your one, and I'm upping the 8
Perfect.
and the doom pool to a D10.
Cool.
This doom pool is scary.
Hmm.
It's too high.
Okay, and I got a 13. So
Great. My plot point would have helped. But alas.
Yes, as you try to nurse Miles back, he actually seems more
Make it
hurt.
worse.
No, well, it's not that you make it worse. It's just that all of the
It's getting
travel
worse.
from the last couple days has really made things harder on him, and so
Uh-huh.
he sort of stops you and he says, I think I just need to lay down for a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm feeling kind of woozy.
You take your time, Shug. It's just
He says, as he kind of goes in the other room, he says, Mayday, let him know about the let him know about the new intel we got. And he goes in the other room. Mayday turns around. She kind of rifles through some like blueprints and pulls them out, and you see they have blueprints of the White House of like the fortress, the White House. She points out a couple key locations to you, and she says, "Okay, so last time we tried to infiltrate, we came in through the tunnels. It worked out honestly perfectly, but we won't be able to do that again. I guarantee that they have fortified that since. So back to the drawing board, I guess. I don't know how else to really get in, because one thing we weren't expecting when we came in was Osborne has bolstered more defenses in the form of I think you called them sentinels.
Oh, fuck me with
Oh,
the chainsaw.
They are, yeah. I understand that they used to be used against mutants specifically, but they are now specifically just programmed to protect the White House and specifically Osborne.
Well, you can't be a bad guy without Sentinels, so great.
Yeah, right. What else? The Supreme Six is currently back in town,
Great.
and after our recent attack attempt and then our escape, I assume that they'll stay close for a while. So we either figure out a way to get past them or wait a few weeks and see if things die down. And then there's Osborne himself, who honestly is somewhat cocky. He doesn't stay in one place. He does move around pretty publicly, which is probably the best option to try and get at him. He isn't, I guess he's cocky for a reason, though, because between Carnage and whatever else he's got up his sleeve, he's a force to be reckoned with all on his own.
What was your guys' plan for handling Carnage before?
Me, I suppose. I mean, Venom's defeated him before and knows how, but that was our best bet. Back when Yelena was on our side, she had some ideas, and Mayday looks to Clint, who says, "Yeah, we thought maybe there was a chance of finding some sort of sound technology that could maybe defeat him, destroy him. We heard that it went out to AIM, but we weren't sure where after that."
We have that.
You have that?
Yep.
Of course you do. Okay. What do you mean?
We got it from what's his face's place.
Wait, what do we have? Hang on.
Yeah, so this is Justin speaking. Yes, you do have Ulysses Claw's sound cannon from Leader's compound.
Okay, let me do it again.
Right.
We have something like that. We have something that might do the trick. And then there's a montage of me showing it to them.
Cool. Great. Yeah, so the...
Instead of just we have that, like it's like a puzzle. Okay.
Well, that'll help. And you can see that the Venom symbiote is sort of like a little squirmy around it, like it doesn't like that thing.
Oh.
Poor little guy.
And Mayday says, yes, sound and fire, and she smiles as she says this, are typically the things that symbiotes hate. So
Noise.
Okay,
Okay,
Johnny,
so,
that sounds right up your alley.
yeah, I love sound and fire. Two of my favorite skills. But I'm gonna question the like hitting him while he's out and about. What if we tried to attack him on the inside when he isn't expecting it, and somebody else distract the Sinister Six out here? That way, maybe like me and Rogue can focus our energy on the inside, and then as you pick people off or we pick people off, we can sort of combine. That's what we did with the Hulk situation, and it was a big success.
Worked pretty good.
Yeah. Except it was just me on the outside, so.
I have a thought about these defenses, the Sentinels.
Yeah.
I might try to screw with their circuitry a little bit. Maybe I can create some effect that makes them have false readings.
Ooh.
You think your ring could somehow like take control of them in some way? I've seen Magneto do that a couple of times. It's really useful when you turn the tide.
Yeah, maybe in a pinch if we're directly involved with them. But I was thinking something a little more just setting us up for success. I actually was thinking about doing an action against the Doom Pool to decrease the Doom Pool before we get started. Because it is scary as hell.
It is so scary.
Do you mean trying to do like with the Sentinels?
The idea. I'm just trying to flavor like me taking an action against the Doom Pool using my transmutation to kind of end tech specialty.
Scramble their sensors.
Clint says, "Yeah, I think there's definitely a way I could get you close. Maybe you and me and Nat, we go in a stealth way and see if we can take down some defenses."
And while you're in there, Nat, gather any intelligence you can about his daily ritual, if you can. Anything you see that can sort of give us an idea of like where to go when would be primo.
Also, be careful. Again, if there's a telepath in this, they could pick you out real quick.
Logan holds
Wear the hat.
Magneto's helmet.
Yeah, I'll wear it.
Fashionable and functional.
Okay, so we'll do that tonight, and we will see if we can maybe turn the tide a little bit before an all-out assault. Logan, Mayday. So Mayday looks like she's happy to just like hang out and like maybe take care of Miles for a little bit. Maybe go get some medical supplies and whatnot to see if she can help him. Unless you guys want her to do something else. Logan.
No, because I think we should probably take
Miles.
a couple. We have to take a couple days probably because we have to wait for all the others to get done anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have been. You took a couple days getting here,
It took us
whereas
time
they
to get
didn't. Getting there. So, yeah, I mean, you haven't heard from them in about 3 days. So, yeah. That being said, as we let's see, yeah, perfect. Okay, okay. So Johnny and Rogue are going to sort of lay low with Mayday and Miles and Logan. Meanwhile, Bruce and Nat and Clint are gonna go in and see if you can sort of get some intel and maybe deactivate or reprogram some Sentinels to make it a little easier on yourselves. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Cool. Okay, let's as Nat and Clint and Bruce sneak out, we are going to cut over 3 days ago to Hammer Falls, where Hollis, you arrive in Hammer Falls. There's a portal, it opens up, you're on a rooftop. It is midday. The roof is about, I don't know, 40 feet, 50 feet tall or so not too bad. You and Danny step out, and Billy steps out with you. He says, all right, can you guys do rooftops okay?
Good for me.
Danny just nods, and he says, cool, follow me. He sort
Wait
of...
Wait a minute. I sensed something in Danny. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to reach out?
What? Me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, me too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
lying. But yeah. It's
What?
not fun.
You're...
No.
You don't like rooftops?
I gotta think about heights.
But you're Daredevil.
I know. But like in combat, it's an entirely different thing. Just walking around and talking, I don't know. It makes me nervous.
Oh. Okay. Do you want
Don't-
to, like, hop on my back or something?
Oh.
Kinda.
Okay. Let's go. Let's do it.
Right.
Cute.
All right. Don't tell Johnny.
I won't tell Johnny anything. Trust me. Man, trust me, man without fear. And then she leaps off the building. Let's see. We see as you sort of leap off buildings and whatnot, as you go across the sort of skyline that is now Minneapolis. There is a lot of damage here. Very, 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 very different than Victory City, but also not really like Fisk City either. Fisk City was like, you know, it was like people like crammed into these like houses, like living on top of each other. It was very much like a walled in fortress. This is open air. This feels the most like you know, just like the old days essentially, because it's open air. You know, you've got the sky above you. Yeah. You've got buildings, and although they're pretty run down, they are, you know, they're not collapsed. There are people sort of out and about, although you know, it's not just because I've just described Victory City. Victory City is a little more like they've got internet, they've got, you know, all this stuff, they've got cars. Okay. Here it's definitely more you know, survival mode. People sort of, you know, bartering. You know, you've got tattered clothes and things like that. It's a little more apocalyptic feeling,
right. but
functional as a society. And you know, you don't have a dome around you. You are making your way across these rooftops, and eventually you see there is a sort of space where the buildings just stop, and you skid to a stop, or rather she does, and she lets you down, and out in front of you is a large market. No buildings, just tents and canopies and, you know, vendors and all kinds of things. It's like the size of Central Park, but in a big circle and not in a big you know, rectangle. It's massive, and you realize, as you sort of get a sense of the sort of like the terrain, the layout of it, that it kind of caves in a little bit, like a crater. And Billy leads you down into the marketplace and towards the center, where you see there's a lot more hustle and bustle out here in the market. And near the center, there is a large like mob of people who are all gathered around Mjolnir in the center of this humongous crater. You don't get too close. Billy sort of keeps you back. He says to, just in a, you know, at a volume that he knows you can hear, all right, so there it is. Getting it, you know, being able to pick it up out of sight is one thing. It's not exactly going to be easy. I will say that we are still in the Doomwood, and Dr. Doom is still an issue here. So if someone, you know, there are cameras on this thing at all time, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
We could try to stage a distraction somewhere else across the market. Give Danny a shot on her own. I don't know. What do you think?
I just can't leave her alone. I know she can do it. I know she's worthy, but We've split up once already and it didn't work. I gotta stay.
So Danny is sort of like away from you at the moment. She's just like kind of distracted by looking at the hammer. And Billy says, okay, then how about let's give it till tonight. Try to sneak back down here, see if we can do it in a more discreet way.
Perfect. Can I talk to Danny for a sec? Alone?
Yeah, sure. I'll be right here.
I walk over to Danny and I just kind of watch Mjolnir with her for a moment. And I kind of take in, maybe like the sounds of cameras that are surrounding us, right? And maybe see if I can pick up on any like villainous energies around us, just like militant energy. And I turn to her and I say, we're going to have to be ready to fight, right?
She looks to you. She says, I know. Hey. Thanks for coming with me.
Can't get rid of me. Tonight is when we're going to do it. Is that all right?
Yeah. Do you really think I can do this?
I smile at her, like a toothy grin, rare for him. And I say, yeah, you're gonna King Arthur this shit. And like maybe picking up on the fact that she's not getting it. I'm like, like the sword in the... Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. King, the sword and the stone guy, yeah. Got it, because it's me, I see. I get you. And like you're turning around, kind of walking into the crowd as we pan away from you here. We cut ahead to you later that night. Billy has led you to, like, you sort of just been kind of hanging out, not making much of a scene or anything like that. Kind of got like a change of some clothing for you, just so you don't stand out as like a hero. And just been like kind of patrolling around the market area. And Billy says, okay, before we go, there's someone, I want to check in with Kamala. Is that all right?
Yeah, take your time. You're coming back. Yeah?
I was hoping you'd come with me, actually.
Hell, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she'd want to see you or meet you. Do you know her? Let's go. You make your way to a apartment building. It looks like it used to be a church, actually. When do you think the last time Daredevil's been in a Catholic church?
For him, probably just weeks ago.
Yeah. This church has been converted into like shelters, essentially, for people. You could call it an apartment. It's more of like a big open, like almost like a commune or something.
Yeah.
But you go inside, and you see Billy walks up to a woman in her mid-40s. She's got like kind of graying streaks starting to come in just a little bit into her black hair, kind of pulled back. You see she is in a wheelchair as she wheels herself over, and she leads you. She kind of smiles and she leads you all over into like a more secluded area, where she says, "Wow, Daredevil, hi, very nice to meet you. We haven't met formally. I am Kamala Khan. How you doing?"
Kamala, might as well call me Matt. We've come this far.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
How am I doing? I'm gonna be honest with you, Miss. Is it still Miss?
That's funny. Yes, technically, I guess. I mean, I'm more of like a ma'am now, but I'm single, so I've never understood how that works. Is it Miss because you're, or is it Ms? Because I'm rambling, but the point is that yes, you can call me Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel,
maybe don't call me.
Be honest-
Actually, she looks around. She said, maybe it's best we just call it with Kamala. Just probably.
okay.
Hi, you must be Danny. she says, I have been really looking forward to meeting you. Actually, this is gonna sound weird, but I babysat you when you were like a baby, like a newborn baby. And we had some adventures. But glad to meet you as an adult. And Danny just sort of like smiles and is a little more reserved. Kamala says, okay, so what's the plan? Matt, you gonna try for the hammer?
She's gonna try for the hammer.
You're gonna try for the hammer. Oh, wow. Danny sort of slinks a little bit, and Kamala says, no, I don't mean it like that, not at all. I mean, I just can't believe I didn't think of that before. That's genius.
Well, we've tried every other damn thing.
Exactly. I mean, why not? I mean, people try every day. Okay, I like this. This is great. Well, my best piece of advice for you is she's looking at sort of both of you at this point. Go around 3 a.m. There's a shift change, and you don't notice the guards because they're sort of blending in, but they are androids, I guess you could say. They are they're like upgraded versions of Doombots, essentially. So yeah, just keep an eye out for those. But as you come in, try to come in from the south, and I mean, honestly, 3 a.m. just go quick.
Done.
Cool. I'll help
How many men?
how I can.
Or how many androids?
4 within a about a 60-foot to 80-foot radius, I suppose.
I turn to Billy and say, hey, you've been through worse. Turn to Danny, say the same.
Yeah. Billy says, yeah, I can easily take out some guards. I guess the point is, do we want to be noticed? You know, taking out guards kind of, well, I don't know.
You and me, yeah, I mean, like, so, and Justin, this is a question for you. Does Danny have, like, as much stealth as, say, Billy and Matt do?
She stands out a little more. She's taller and very muscular.
Okay.
So, I mean, but that's not to say that, her, you know, I don't think she... Yes, she does stand out a little more.
Okay, great. And Billy, you and I, 3 o'clock sharp, we take out who we can. We clear the way for Danny.
Yeah. He nods, and we cut to that moment. It is 3 a.m. It is night. It is, you know, a crescent moon, we'll say. So there is very, very little moonlight coming in. And as you sneak in and up towards the central area, we see these 4 guards. How do you handle them? Do you want to make me a roll here to see? Are you sneaking by them? Are you trying to make a distraction so that Danny can get by? What's the plan?
I think I want to actually, yeah, I do want to make a distraction. I kind of want to like maybe play the part of some like drunken oaf down an alley, something that can like get their attention.
Okay. Okay, yeah, awesome. With the best of your ability, go ahead and make me a dice pool here based around that idea.
I actually don't think I mean I absolutely can. So this is a man without fear if there ever was one. I guess I've got a buddy in Billy. This is going to be a psych roll with my D10. I'm also going to I'm going to use my, let's call it enhanced reflexes. Okay, I have a 15, but I'm going to use a plot point to add 6, giving me a 21 with a D10 effect.
Okay, 21 with a D10. Fantastic.
Just swung that out there. Oh.
Awesome. I am... I hate to do this to you, buddy, but I am going to spend a D8 from the Doom pool to add 1 to my total to push me over 21. I hate to do it because you rolled really well, but...
Oh, man, it's your game.
This is...
We're only living in.
This is, I think, something that just... Yeah. The good news is the Doom pool's going down a little bit. So, you successfully distract like 3 of the 4, and as Danny walks confidently but stealthily up to the hammer, she reaches out and she hesitates. And I don't think you see this, Matt. You're not really there, you're not noticing this, but we just as an audience watch. She hesitates, and just that one slight hesitation, there's a moment, and from the other side, you hear Billy kind of almost like call out like a yelp, like a and as you whip around, you see this purple energy around Billy, kind of similar to how you found him last time, almost like binding him to the ground. It looks very similar to a spell that was attempted on Johnny just a day or so ago for you. And that's when you see Dr. Doom descend down above Danny, right next to her. And as you see this happening, Matt, what do?
I'm going to step in between Doom and Danny.
Yeah, you run. I mean, you're a couple paces, you're a little bit away because you were distracting those guards out of the way. As you run up there, you see Danny is already starting to swing on Doom. There's sort of this like fist fight between them. It's happening. Go ahead and make me a roll or something for whatever it is you do.
Okay, I guess in this case, I'm going to want to... I don't know, I'm trying to get him vulnerable, so I might actually just, like, throw my billy club, like, at the mask. Does that sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm definitely solo here because... Or Billy's occupied. Okay, I'm going to use my enhanced stamina for sure. I'm also going to use another plot point to add a die.
Okay.
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so I've got a 16 with a D10 effect.
Okay. All right. Here's what happens. I got a 21.
That's okay.
And I'm gonna spend a D10 out of the Doom Pool. To to use my reaction roll against you as an effect die. And I am going to use the Ritualist SFX that I have, which basically gives a complication. Thing is, since I got a heroic success on my reaction, I believe I get to step up the die from a D12. So, you run to get in the way of this happening, and as you go and launch your billy club, Doom catches it, and you are like already mid leap as you're coming into the fight. Doom swings around and plants like a huge purple amount of energy just right on your chest, and knocks you out completely.
Oh.
Yikes.
Matt, you wake up. You find yourself bound in chains, maybe. You don't know how long you were out, but you are alone in a cell, and you are imprisoned.
And I'm just screaming, "What did you do to her, you fuck?" And then shit over and over and over again.
And as we kind of pan out from that scene, we go back to Victory City. It is the dead of night. We see Bruce, we see Nat, we see Clint. They have snuck past a few defenses already and made their way into a facility near, but not. It's not in the White House. But it's sort of out, like just like on the outskirts of that. And we see you guys get inside. You enter and you see 4 huge red, white, and blue colored sentinels. They are not currently active, but you see that there is like a control panel essentially. So Bruce, you are more than welcome to get up there and see what you can do on this.
Okay. So I rolled, including my tech specialty and the what's it called? Transmutation. Okay, so it's a 21. I had to spend a plot point.
Nice.
21 with a D10 effect as I'm trying to transmute as far as I can, like the extent of the ring's range, and use my tech to just like subtly disable the sentinel so it's not too obvious they've been tampered with.
I'm trying to decide if I would roll for the Doom Pool on this or roll for the sentinels. Like,
oh, I mean, I'm taking an action against the Doom Pool.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Yeah,
that probably makes the most sense.
Because the sentinels can't really defend themselves if they're not even active. So,
and I get that it's weird. Like, I think what's weird is that I'm just trying to give it a narrative justification, but I want the Doom Pool to be smaller.
I get it. I got a 16.
Okay. So so my D10 steps up to a D12, so I can knock out any die. I'll just knock out a D10.
Okay. Nice. The Doom Pool goes down to 1 die.
That's lucky.
So, Graham, Bruce is up there, and he, pretty honestly, comfortably hacks his way in, and with a little help that Mayday maybe gave you with some access that she had done previously, you find your way in, and you what exactly do you think, flavor-wise here, you do to the sentinels? Do you like completely like deactivate, destroy them? Do you reprogram them?
I don't want to like change too much of what the fight would be. Like, I don't want to mess with the mechanics necessarily. I just think I think Bruce wants to, in as subtle a way as possible, so that no one would notice that they're not functioning correctly.
Yeah.
Make it so that maybe they're mistargeting, or that their mutant sensors are off.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. I dig that. So yeah, you successfully do that. While you are on this computer here as well, you do see there is a rather large energy source from this same facility that seems to be putting off like a massive amount of energy, essentially.
Is that possibly the electro?
Could be,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
So while you are up there working, Clint is kind of watching your back and standing guard. Nat.
Yeah.
You are with you're nearby Clint, but you're sort of like pacing the sort of patrol, like the exterior of the building.
Yeah.
And that's when you stop in your tracks because she's standing in front of you.
Oh my god.
You see.
Oh, how close am I to her?
You are about 30 feet or so away. She stands there. As she was just so still, you didn't hear her come. You don't know how she found you. You don't know why she's here, but she's standing there in front of you, and she simply says, "I told you not to come."
I wasn't gonna leave you behind.
I'm already gone.
Not if I have anything to say about it. And then I try to get, what I'm gonna try to do is engage her in combat so that I can put the helmet on her head.
Oh, as you run forward with the helmet, she runs at you, and we see two widows go at each other, and that's where we'll stop for tonight. Exciting.
Sweet.
Dang it.
That's a really cool plan, Elise. I like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was
That's
thinking
pretty
about
smart.
it.
Good.
Cool, guys. Well, listen. Yeah, big cliffhanger. I don't know. I mean, next week might be it. I don't know. We could go. We have 2 more scheduled, but I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. So just prepare yourselves for anything. Honestly, at this point, I'm really loving where this all went. I don't know how you guys feel.
I thought you were stopping there. I'm really loving.
I'm really loving.
Well,
Such a loving watcher.
Loving.
You
I
are
mean,
a loving watcher.
You know,
All
as
you
tense
need
and
is love.
scary as things seem, you did kill the Doom Pool pretty
Yeah,
badly.
fast.
I mean,
Thank you,
I
Graham.
helped you kill it by making things
Yeah.
much more doomy.
I wasn't expecting that.
much more
Justin's
doomy.
like, I'm part of it.
Well, yeah, I think, I'm excited. Don't worry, you
Yay.
guys will roll more ones and we'll be fine.
You can count on me.
Okay, guys, well,
So we have some upcoming streams. One is this coming Monday. We'll have Spire back
yes,
again.
Spire, you will be ashes.
You will be ashes. If you haven't seen that, that's a fantastic game in which we play dark elves who are overcoming oppression. And I think we also, am I right that it's a week from Sunday on the, I'm looking at my calendar here trying to figure out when we schedule this, the 16th. No, this Sunday on the 16th. We are returning with a one-shot from Old School Roundup. This is technically the second half of a two-shot.
Yeah.
We started the adventure Shrine of the Quotoa more than a year ago, I think, or roughly a year ago, and we never finished it. So we're going to be back. That includes Rebecca and Kelsea. And so, yeah, we're going to fight some frogfish people.
So much
The
fun.
first episode is on our YouTube channel, so
Yeah.
go find it and watch it, and then you'll be caught up for Sunday. Simple as that.
we were playing through, and the series contains all the original D&D adventures, starting chronologically with the first ever published in 1975. So we had gotten a bunch in. There's an old school roundup playlist on our YouTube channel you can check out, and learn all about their god Sloop.
That's wild. Thank you, Graham. Yes, some exciting stuff coming up. And don't forget to come back here next Tuesday for something big. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out. So come find out with us. Until then, thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much, and we love you. Goodbye.